Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I've got something a little bit different for everybody. I'm going to be going over all the gear that I take on my stealth camping adventures. Now, obviously, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I don't always take the same gear. I switch it up depending on the season, depending on the environment. There is a lot of variation in the gear I take. For this video, I'm gonna try to narrow it down as much as possible so that you can see the stuff that I feel like works the best for me and is my most tried and true up to this point. And now for the first thing that's probably on everybody's mind, shelter. When I first started doing stealth camps, I was using this Nature Hike one person. It's kind of like a tan off-white color because that's kind of all I had in the beginning. My wife got me this a couple years ago for Christmas, and it is an absolutely fantastic, very affordable one-person backpacking tent, and I absolutely love it. I still use it in regular camps all the time. I have tried to stop using it on stealth camps because it sticks out like a sore thumb. Maybe in the winter it's okay. So I always try to be clear about this. Nature Hike has definitely sent me some stuff for free. I paid for this tent. This is the two-person version, and they did send this to me for free. They're not paying me or anything. I'm free to say what I want about it. And I just think they're in a really good, sweet spot when it comes to quality backpacking gear. It's not too expensive. It isn't the best of the best, but it's pretty darn good. It's very, very serviceable, and it's still affordable. You know, it's not a $400 tent. What I do find, not just from Nature Hike, but many, many outdoor brands, is that it is very difficult to get tents, sleeping bags, all this type of stuff back in the bags. So what I do with this tent is I take the ground cover, which is this kind of metallic color, roll the whole entire thing up, and then just wrap it with paracord. I do an arbor knot over here, then wrap it tight a few times, and then tie it off to itself. Pretty easy. There's no real reason I needed to have it in a bag. This ground sheet is protective anyway, so I'm wrapping it up in that. It seems to work fine, then I don't have to worry about the bag, and kind of quicker than trying to squeeze it back into this tiny, tiny, tiny little bag. This one's definitely a winner, I think, for stealth camping. It is green, so it kind of blends in a lot better, especially in the warmer months. Most of the gear today we will be talking about is probably used for more three-season type of camping. Now, this is a newer addition to the channel. This is the Gear Top single-person bivy tent, something or other. I'll put the name up here. Same thing, kind of hard to get it back into the bag. It is what it is. A lot of tents are like this. I've got the two poles, one on the front and one on the back. They're both kind of hoop style poles. And then I just wrap the entire thing up. This did not come with a ground sheet, unfortunately. So sometimes I will take my ground sheet from my other tents. You can take a piece of plastic. You can go without a ground sheet and just risk it if you want. It's up to you what you want to do. Just being honest. This does not have a ground sheet. However, it has a super, super low profile. It's low to the ground. It's camo. Still enough room for me. Some people are claustrophobic and don't want to be in such a tight space like that. Knowing I got a zipper right by me and I can open it at any time I want, that makes me feel a lot safer. Anyway, this is a big, big favorite. This is the Gear Top one-person bivy tent, ultralight something. Sleep system. Okay, so next we've got to talk about our sleep system, and I'm going to start with talking about the air mattress that I use. I've actually got several of these types of air mattresses. So far, I got to say this one is my favorite. It's super lightweight. It's kind of crazy how light this thing is. I mean, it's just so much lighter than my other pads. Now, I don't have these like expensive REI type level gear, but I think this one is pretty affordable. This is from Gear Doctors. This is the Apollo Air Ultralight Backpacking Air Mattress. Out of all the air mattresses I have, this is definitely my favorite. For the 3-season sleeping bag, so far, for my money, I don't think it gets better than the Snug Pack Jungle Bag. This is just so lightweight and small and compact. Couple it with this air mattress, you know, you're really not taking up a lot of weight. This is rated at a comfort level of 40 degrees. So if things get chilly, this is not gonna cut it down to those low, low temperatures. So I would say this is a 3-season or even maybe a little bit less than that. So the crazy thing about this backpack is that it actually has this netting that comes out here. This is pretty neat because you can use this or doing some tarp camping in the summertime, kind of keep the creepy crawlies off of you there. So when it comes to pillows, I have had quite the journey. I have tried quite a few different types of pillows. I always get a hole in the pillows. I know people have made a couple recommendations to me, so I'm always open to try some new gear. So far, what has been working well for me and what I've been sticking to is this basic puffy coat. It's Amazon Basics. This isn't even a down coat. This is polyester fill. But I find it works well for me, and it still compresses a lot, and it's still nice and fluffy when I take it out. But it comes with this little stuff sack here. And so what I do, easy peasy. And there you go. And that's pretty much a pillow, and it's fine enough for camping. I've had it happen to me before where I was out and didn't have a warm enough sleeping bag and really shivered my butt off through the night. That is not something that you want. So just a little extra warmth goes a long way. As long as my sleeping bag is cutting the deal, then I got a pillow in case I have a problem. Then I can take this out and just throw it back on, and it's going to keep my core nice and warm. So this has been working out as a good solution for me thus far. Alternatively, sometimes instead of taking that Snug Pack jungle bag, sometimes I will take this down puffy blanket from Get Out Gear. This is just a basic down blanket, but again, it's pretty affordable. Goes into this small stuff sack very well, unlike some of the tents that I have. But yeah, just pull it right out of this stuff sack. There you go. You let that thing fluff up. I don't have a temperature rating for it, but it's pretty warm for 3-season use. It's a 650 fill power. So I would assume it's roughly around that 40-degree mark as well. I'm not 100% positive about that, so I will let you Google that and do your own research when it comes to a specific temperature rating. Don't want anybody getting into a hairy situation there. One nice thing that I would like to see here would be a grab handle for the bottom of the stuff sack. It would make getting the bag out just a little bit easier, but it's not the end of the world. And at this point, I want to make sure you know this video is sponsored by Ridge Wallet, another piece of gear that I don't go camping without. I really do like my new Ridge wallet. It's smaller, it's more compact, it's just less space being taken up in my pocket. It's so much less bulky than that old George Costanza wallet that I had before. On top of that, it's super, super tough. It's got RFID technology to keep the bad guys from scanning your credit card. Ridge wallets have over 50,000 5-star reviews. Durable material means each wallet comes with a lifetime warranty. There's over 30 colors and styles to choose from, including my favorite, burnt titanium. Holds up to 12 cards plus room for your cash. The Ridge team is so confident you'll like this wallet, they'll let you test drive it for 99 days. You can send it back for a full refund if you don't love it. You can get the best offer with the link ridge.com/bananas. And right now you can save up to 40% through December 22nd. That's ridge.com/bananas for your deal. Now, let's get back to the gear. Clothing. I think I need a beer. So I never know whether or not people are going to be most interested in the pants or the shoes. Seems to be a little bit of a toss-up. A lot of people are completely fine to wear a cotton t-shirt out camping, which there is nothing wrong with. I'm going to get into what I take in just a minute, but for the pants, I am still a beginning YouTuber. I'm still getting my feet under me. I'm getting some momentum going. I'm still working a full-time office job, so I don't have the super crazy nice fall Raven pants yet. At some point, I hope to get them. Everything I hear about those pants is they're perfect, super rugged, hiking, backpacking, camping, bushcraft type pants. So I really want to get those. At work, a couple Christmases ago, I got a gift certificate to Eddie Bauer for $100. I got two things that were on sale. One were these pants. These are typically about 80, 90 bucks. I still have burrs and all kinds of stuff in it from my last camping trip, so bear with me on all of that. But you can see they're tough pants. So they have these very nice lay flat pockets, which I really like. So you have cargo pockets, but they're not big and bulky and poking out. So I'll put birch bark or something like that in here. You also have reinforced articulated knees. They have some extra kind of give to them and flexibility, but they also have 2 pieces of fabric here. This is like a standard hiking pant material, which is, what the heck is it? 94% nylon, 6% spandex. Keep in mind, all of the gear that I am showing you in today's video, this is what I'm using. It's subject to change. I might try different stuff down the road. These pants are a bit iffy when it comes to quality. I've got some loose threads here. I've had to go around in various parts of the pants and reinforce it by hand sewing. I do a little bit of sewing. That's a little hobby that my grandmother passed on to me. So I'm certainly not an expert sewer by any means, but these pants have gotten me by thus far. I am definitely in the market for something new and plan to try some new pants into the future. This shirt brand is something that my buddy Connor turned me on to. He found them over at Costco, so I swung over and got some too. They're called 32 Degrees Cool. They are exceptionally cool and breathable, which is super awesome. What is not great about this shirt is that the tiniest little twig or something like that that catches on it will snag it. It will start pulling threads out. I mean, it is not tough. I don't always take the shirt because I'm always worried that it might get caught on something, and it just seems a bit fragile. It's super, super comfortable. It's ultra quick drying and really has that good breathability to it. So if you're not bushwhacking, if you're not going to really be off trail, then it should be fine. So, you make your own decisions. A lot of people for many years have worn their favorite camping cotton t-shirt, and there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you don't mind a shirt that, if it gets sweaty, will not be drying anytime soon. Okay, now before I get into the shoes here, I just want to say that I don't have any socks with me here to show off to you, but any type of sport sock, again, for 3-season camping, any type of sport sock, moisture wicking, that's going to be your best bet. Winter camping is a different beast, and we might get into that in a different video. My babies, I love these shoes so much. These are my high-rise hiking boots from X-Petty. Let's see, what can I say about these boots here? They come up high, so they've got great ankle support. They have super aggressive tread. Sorry that the tread is a bit muddy and dirty there. I probably should have cleaned these before I used them in the video here. They're lightweight and they're super durable. I haven't had anything come apart. I haven't had any problems or issues. I haven't had any eye loops or anything fraying or frizzing or coming loose. And these boots claim to be waterproof. That is not my experience. They are highly water resistant. If you get yourself into a puddle and you stand in water for a prolonged period of time, even if it's not that high, it is going to start to sink into your boot. There is no question about that. Anyway, keep that in mind. So that's the X-Petty boots. These are a newer addition to my gear. These are the Polar Bear Series men's leather hiking shoe from Nordiv 8. These shoes claim to be waterproof as well. I haven't had the ability to test that yet. I've splashed around in a couple little puddles, nothing too crazy, but my socks didn't get wet. These are made entirely from mesh and what's called Crazy Horse leather. Basically, it's like it's not a subsection, it's like a full piece of leather. Instead of the normal wear that leather sees, Crazy Horse leather gets kind of like a patina on it over time. It's also just kind of tougher, stronger. Very good shoes, super comfortable, some nice aggressive tread. The feature that is like probably the coolest, I don't know what this thingy is called. Pretty handy. I have a feeling this will come in extremely handy in those cold winter mornings. We're gonna put these puppies to the test more coming up, but so far so good. Oh, I really need to clean this off. Cooking. Okay, so let's put these two pieces to the side. This is kind of my go-to. I have really taken to using this year in stealth camps. Not all of them. I've definitely used other things in stealth camping, but typically speaking, I will have this with me. If I want to do coffee in the morning, this is a super easy way to do it. This is basically like an off-brand jet boil. So it comes in this little mesh bag. It has kind of a koozie, warmer type of situation. Now, when you put your gas canister inside, you cannot put the lid on anymore. So that is a downside. As long as there's no gas canister, you can put your lid on. It's not that big of a deal because by the time you want to put this canister back in here, even though that doesn't fit, you're going to be putting this back on, and then you're going to be cinching the top tight. So it doesn't really matter that much, but the nice thing is this thing is similar to a jet boil, but a fraction of the cost. This is not the only brand out there. There are plenty of them. So if you type jet boil into Amazon, you will see other alternatives. It comes with this little stabilizer dealie. Bing, bing, bada bing. Kind of snaps in place like that. Pull this out. Bada bang. Now that will boil water very quickly. I haven't timed it. I don't know exactly how fast it works, but seems pretty fast to me. In addition to this pot, this thing also comes with this little adapter here, which you kind of spin into snapping into shape. That allows you to put a kettle or a pan. I use this on my latest stealth camp, which is not live yet and hasn't been posted, so you can look forward to that. It'll be out this month. But this little adapter is very handy and really gives you an actual stable cooking surface. So that stove is my go-to. Like I said, I've probably used it more on stealth camps than any other cooking piece. Just for honorable mention, I do really love my titanium. This is a Vulcan brand, I believe it's called. And my titanium pan. When I'm transporting the kettle, I usually just tie it up in this handkerchief. And then I've also got a handkerchief in case I need it for cooking, washing dishes, filtering water. For my pan, I grabbed a canvas drawstring bag. This size just happens to fit this pan very well. I fold the handle inside. And then inside here, I have plenty of room to put whatever food I'm going to cook in this pan for the night. I think you guys have seen me use these about 1,000 times on the channel. And you can see still plenty of room for some shredded cheese, some bacon, whatever I want to get into a tuna creation. There we go. Miscellaneous. Now, I don't know if it's the best idea to take a table and a chair when you go stealth camping. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to take as little items as possible because you are just in there overnight. You're going to cook something easy for dinner, or in Kevin's case, you're just going to take a piece of cold pizza that you brought with you from home. But sometimes when I'm out there, I just want the comforts. I don't get to have a big fire. That's a big thing about stealth camping. Sometimes you can get away with having a small fire and it's not that big of a deal. It depends on how far away you are from civilization, I guess, and whatever. But sometimes I just want some comfort, so I will take my table and chair. Now, I believe I'm retiring this table. It has been a fine table for me, but I got an upgrade from Nature Hike. But this table is nice and cheap, and if you want to check it out, I can definitely link it for you guys. It has worked out very well for me so far. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so this table has this shock cord that it comes with here. It's just kind of permanently attached. It does come with a bag. I don't have it anymore. Table unfolds like this. There's the tabletop. Clips into the frame like this. And that's your table. And this thing has been a real champ for me. It has performed very well. It's just a little bulky and slightly heavier than the other table that I got. So we're gonna put it on the back burner for now. But if you have watched me stealth camp and I had a table, in the videos, this was the one. This is my nature hike chair, and there is one specific reason why it is better than other chairs that I have used in the past. Ta-da! So this chair is not the craziest, most revolutionary design. It is nice and sturdy. It definitely feels like a party chair. I beat up on it pretty good. It's holding steady so far. It's not the lightest weight chair by a huge margin. But what makes this chair unique and why I love it, and it is my current favorite, is because of these feet that it has on it. So these are removable. You can take these off if you don't think you need them. I find that every time I have a chair like this, if they don't have these kind of little feet on them, they just push into the ground. I mean, I've had a couple different types of chairs. I've always had the issue. I don't think that I would use a chair like this without some type of foot like this. Now, I've seen other alternatives out there. I haven't used them. I can't speak to those. I just know I like this one, and it's worked for me so far. So that's the chair. Water bottles. Now there's only about a gazillion different brands. I like these because they have a spring-loaded lid, so I can pop that open and take a drink that way. I can also unscrew the entire thing, and I've got a pretty wide mouth there. These are 1 liter bottles, and then I've got all of these measurements here. I do try to take 2 because then it makes it easier to make measurements and stuff like that. Toilet paper. Now this is a really big deal. Generally speaking, most of the time I take an entire roll. I put a toilet paper roll into a small dry bag like this. Definitely helps to keep that toilet paper dry, and then in the bottom I'll usually put an extra little roll up of paper towels just in case I need paper towels for anything, or in case I need some extra, you know. Last thing you want to do is be caught with your pants down. Now this is definitely not the only headlamp I have used, however it is definitely my favorite. The Phoenix HM50R version 2.0, completely detachable. In case you would ever need to hook it on, stick it on a piece of MOLLE webbing, tilts pretty much all the way up, all the way down, hold it, blinking red light, keep holding it, red light, but this sucker gets bright as heck. 4 different settings, going all the way up to 700 lumens. It is absolutely super bright when you have it turned all the way up. USB-C charging. Ultra lightweight, 78 grams, I think. It's a fantastic headlamp. In addition, I will also usually take a handful of tent stakes. I've got a zillion of these lying around. I wish I could tell you that I kept them all organized and with the tents that they came with, but I have not. So usually what I do is I try to make sure that I have at least 6 in a little pouch like this and throw it in the pack. Boom. So I have the world's most basic poop trowel, but always make sure you bury it. You don't leave it out sitting around for other people to find. Just a common courtesy, people. And yes, I know not everyone does this, but when I'm stealth camping, I like to take a basic first aid kit. This is also what I take on my regular camps, my backpacking camps. Super simple, but I like to have a little bit to go. If I happen to cut myself or scrape myself, which is always a possibility in any kind of camping. Stealth camping, I'm always super close to civilization. I could call 911. It wouldn't be a problem, but I would rather be able to bandage myself up if possible, just so I can finish the video. I have a zillion of these little rubber bracelet dealies lying all around. I find they are super, super useful. Inside of my first aid kit, I have some medical tape, some gauze, very important if you're cut and you're bleeding, little tube of Neosporin, little pill case, and all it's got in there is a bunch of ibuprofen, an alcohol pad, tweezers in case I do get a splinter, or worst case scenario, a tick, and then 2 of these Dura-Aid compressed non-woven pads. And then, of course, we have the banana flask. Oops. You can see the banana flask has definitely seen some better days. It's getting roughed up, but that just means that we're out there using it. So Little screw top. Comes right off like that. Does have a little stainless steel funnel. The whole thing's made out of stainless steel, and it's 5 ounces. Fits right in your backpack, fits in your pocket, however you want to store it, but a little bit of the good stuff. Now, I love this backpack. This is an honorable mention. I have taken it on stealth camps. It is probably not the best idea because it looks like I am just going to go camp wherever I'm trying to be inconspicuous and camp at. So this is probably not the best call for a stealth camp like that. I just love this, this backpack. It's proven to be very, very reliable, but for stealth camping, you can see this is the 45-liter backpack from Marting Top, a smaller version of the backpack I just showed you. So we've got our space for sleeping bag to pull out at the bottom there. We do not have a top compartment. However, we have 2 pockets here. So there's one, and then this top is another pocket. Ability to kind of strap in maybe a tarp or something, you know, kind of smaller from up there, an extra one of those quilts or something. And then you've still got your compartments for the water. Now this is elastic. You can get like a big wide Nalgene that everybody loves in there, but it's a tight squeeze. This is the other reason why I like these Super Sparrow water bottles. No squeezing, no nothing. Just fits perfectly in there. And then you've also got a little side strap here too. In addition, you've got an extra couple straps on the bottom that obviously can be tightened and loosened. And then if you want to take a foam sleeping mat, or if you want to store something on the outside of your pack, that's a good way to do it. The hip straps do not have zippered compartments, but they do have some molly webbing just in case you want to loop something on there. Even if you don't have all of the fancy straps and everything to do, you can use carabiners. Some loopies to loop on your loopies. And that does it for me. That is first stab at doing just kind of like a basic overview of my gear loadout. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really appreciate everybody for sticking around this far into it. If you have not done so yet, please click that banana. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.